Okay, recording.
So the next few slides, all the slides, are screenshots of my Wix site to showcase my work. So the idea for my project was I wanted to create a cross-media campaign for Day of the Girl Norwich. They advocate for girls' rights locally, nationally and globally, and I was really inspired by how much they stand up for women. So the purpose of the campaign was to raise awareness and promote Day of the Girl Norwich. It was also to encourage more young people to get involved because they're the future, and my target audience was aimed for 18 to 25. And these just bits here are just my actual final idea in my idea generation on my website. So I was really heavily inspired by mood boards, and they really helped me when it comes to researching and getting an idea down. I really like creating them just because they inspire me and keep me motivated throughout my project. So the first piece of research I created was on visual style, because I found this was really important to get the message across, because the more visually appealing it is, the more people get involved. And because I was targeting a youngish audience, I wanted to track them and to think, oh, that's quite nice, bubbly, fun. So I looked at loads of funky texts. I evaluated loads of different campaigns, and one of the campaigns that I really, really liked was this one right here, where they include facts on the screen, and you can see that reflected in my actual product, because I actually took inspiration from that. I also researched powerful marketing campaigns, even though my campaign wasn't necessarily to get people to buy, like the stuff, but it was to get people involved and help them. But I just thought that in order for me to understand all the elements, I needed to research marketing campaigns. And the first one that I looked at was She's a Lady, which really heavily inspired me about, getting me into the spirit of creating this project. That's what it felt to me. Like, researching this campaign made me really want to be passionate about the project. I also researched Like a Girl campaign, always, just because they include more young children in it, and obviously my campaign Day of the Girl is girls, young girls, so I thought I would have a look at this and analyse it to see what girls they used and what features they created. And then the last marketing campaign that I fully analysed was Pantene, Labels Against Women, which I was just really drawn to because it was quite emotional, and I knew that I wanted my film to be taken seriously and professional, so I thought this was a really good campaign to analyse. I then started looking at more campaigns similar to the one I wanted to create. I looked at Me Too campaign, and I absolutely fell in love with all the infographics and typography that they used. I loved all the colours and how they spoke to the world and what social media platforms they use, and I drew inspiration to that also, which you'll see soon. So I analysed that. I also did He for She campaign, and this is the one campaign that I keep saying that about all of them. I really, really like this campaign because of the what's it called? Like all the elements they included in their campaign. So they created like magazines, business cards, posters, adverts. Like, it was really, really a big campaign. So I thought that I would analyse it, because obviously it included Emma Watson, and I wanted to see like what following she had and like the impact that it had on the campaign and what I could draw from that. I then started doing target audience research. There is a lot more slides to this, but this is just like the first bit that you see on my website. And I started looking at all the campaigns that I had analysed previously on their followings, and see who followed that page and the likes they received and what type of audience liked their posts, started following them, commented frequently, to see if I could narrow it down further, my target audience. I also looked at policies. This helped me in my final product, because I didn't want to offend anyone. I want it to be completely professional, so I looked at the YouTube regulations. So then I also have a research summary explaining how it was very beneficial within my project because it allowed me to feel influenced and inspired different forms of campaigns and what you can do. It also helped me analyze. It gave me statistics that I needed, that's what I was going to say. So it included loads of statistics that I could use in my campaign also. I also did some social media planning for my development, which helped me kind of decide what I wanted to do and what platforms would be most beneficial, because I didn't want to waste my time and do a whole new page for every single platform. I wanted to narrow it down to specific ones, and I chose, you'll see later on, I chose to do like Instagram, Twitter, based on my survey findings, which I asked my target audience. I also I practiced in the photography studio. I thought this was crucial to my development because I wanted to experiment with different lightings and what worked best, just because I wanted my campaign to be very clean, very glossy. So I experimented with different lights in the photography studio. Another development that I have conducted was I discovered this new I discovered new for me a software called PicMonkey, where you could it's like where you can create infographics, text. It's kind of like Photoshop, but just a little bit easier and a little bit easier to work with. And I chose to work with this particular software because it was a lot easier to upload this to social media. Just because on Photoshop you have to do so many processes, and I didn't want the quality to go be really bad, whereas this quality was perfect because I could just do it straight away and put it on the social media. And then I also, for my development, I did some rough sketches of like the watermark, and you can see here this is my watermark. It's just in white on my video, which I created from me kind of exploring the text that I wanted. So the new techniques I've developed obviously was PicMonkey. I found this really, really helpful, and it just sped up the time so much easier, and they had so many different aspects that Photoshop didn't. So they had lots of little images that you could apply. For example, you can see here the little calendar, arrows, love hearts, which is quite nice because on Photoshop you have to get the image, stock image, and then put it in, get rid of the background, whereas this was a lot easier. I also experimented with typewriter effect on Premiere Pro, which I developed here on my edit, where I looked at loads of YouTube videos. There was a lot, but this one was probably the best video and most beneficial and helpful for me. And it's just this guy explaining how to do the typewriter effect, because I wanted to include some animations within my work. Problems and solutions. This is just explaining the problems that I had with the photography studio being in use when I wanted it, and me redoing it and all, and that was under my development as well. So now comes the social media content that I created. So I created a Twitter page, and here is their Twitter page. Here is the logo of Day of the Girl, nice and pink and nice, and then it's quite all within a pink scheme, because I researched that pink represents hope, which was one of the key words that stood out for me, and I just liked it. I was reading articles and people were saying how pink kind of refers back to them being a little girl, and obviously Day of the Girl, so I thought that it was quite a good combination. This is their Instagram page, so as you can see I've posted 4 posts. The last one is just the video